an opening topic that I think we'd all like to discuss is what has become table stakes for an enterprise with AI in 2020, and what were we expecting to be in place this year that never quite materialized? Abdul, do you want to take a first stab at that?
Yeah, no, happy to. So some of the use cases for AI, certainly in kind of my area, which is software development and development of IP, the expectation was table stakes is kind of co-pilot tooling for debugging, for kind of boilerplate code generation. They've done really well. There's a variety of tools that exist in the market, Anthropic and many others. Those have done really well. And you could see as the models get better, the capability of the tooling and the output that they give software engineering teams has gone up. Some of the things that are perhaps have not done as well are mainly because they're still early in the adoption cycle, is kind of fully autonomous agents that will perhaps produce a production-ready code. So we're earlier in the cycle with those, but the general investment and the advancement that are happening on the agentic side are actually going to push those use cases. So I definitely think those will continue to get better. But yeah, the table stakes today and the one particular example, there are others, and I think the rest of the team can cover them. But for software engineering, the use of the tooling to enhance productivity for software engineering teams has been great.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with Abdul on that. It was one of the things I wanted to mention is when it's a very small defined task, whether it's coding or reviewing a proposal or writing even a section of a document, something that's easy to evaluate and can provide like a quick win. I think that's something that's been incredibly powerful for all enterprises. They're still lacking on the automation side of that. It still requires humans to go and write the prompt, which I think can be quite a tedious task for a lot of people to get right. But when you start automating these simple tasks to produce one big automation, that's where I think enterprises have seen a lot of enhancements this year. And I also to agree with Abdul on the autonomous coding pieces, we actually have rules in our senior dev team where you cannot vibe code in any of our repos. Our marketing team's allowed to vibe code their own apps on Lovable, Chef. I think those are great ways to practice autonomous coding. It kind of gives people without technical experiences or departments like marketing that they have no engineers in the departments, the ability to POC stuff and show value to the engineers that could then maybe be like, all right, we're going to take this and build it into an actual app. But in terms of letting code or letting autonomous AI go loose in repos, I think that's something that we're still quite far away off.
I would say on our side, we see a lot of uptake on AI on the troubleshooting and the operational side of things. So as we are building out networks for our customers, they often want to know how to use them, and whether that's about learning a CLI or whether that's figuring out what's going wrong with the network. We provide these tools so they can interact, as an example, in human language with the switches or with the infrastructure. So they can ask, like, what is the health of my network? Is there a performance degradation going on? How should I troubleshoot that? And every time, through using large language models, it actually gives you a set of steps that you can use as a network engineer to kind of go through that and figuring out what is actually going on, right? So that's one aspect. The other one is a lot around the data collection and doing anomaly detection and proactively seeing if there is performance degradation, if there is something, whether it's a security attack that is going on. So a lot of the AI tools are in that space as well, that we can that we develop and actually offer to our customers as well.
Brilliant. It's a lot of stuff I don't want to repeat. I think where we've seen the biggest acceleration is AI for software developers and the massive acceleration and improvement in writing code through those tools. I think where we're seeing not necessarily the realized ambition is the human-machine interface, particularly for non-software developers, and how particularly think AI for science. We see a lot of progress from the algorithmic side, but not translation and transfer into the real world. And I think that's really what next year hopefully is going to be for us, but also other companies in the space, from AI drug discovery to AI for materials. It's really moving from the computer into the real world is going to be where the acceleration, what really matters.
I think fascinating. Just to summarize there, we're seeing huge value behind software engineering being accelerated with agents. I think we're all still having the human very firmly in the loop by the sound of it, and actually being able to replicate those we think has some real value, but we're in the early stages of it. I think